upsetting the end of the bar with at most 25 millimeters of yellow heat. The hot section of the bar will be thickened by this operation so that a wedge can be drawn from it without loss of the width of the bar. If the bar starts to bend during upsetting, it should be straightened before continuing. Sloping the end of the bar. At a yellow heat, the end of the bar is now struck to slope the end of the wedge. The basic shape of the wedge will now be formed. Drawing the wedge being hit on both sides with the flat face of the hammer. The outside of the wedge should slope more than the inside. The bar should be held with the foot surface upright on the anvil face when the first blows are struck. This will ensure that the inside of the wedge is started upright and not at too much of a slope, which would be very difficult to change later. More blows should be struck on the outside of the wedge than on the inside. Rasping. The wedge should have a straight profile when viewed from the side and a rounded shape when viewed from above. The bar in front of the wedge should be rounded from the side to side. There should be no sharp edges. Forging the caulk, first close the fullering and take the sharp edge off the inside as in starting a wedge. The bar is then turned over and the end bent over the far edge of the anvil. It is important to get a good right-angled bend at this stage. The end of the bar, which has been bent upwards, is now forged into a solid block with blows on the end from the flat face of the Hummer. If it starts to buckle or bend, this must be corrected before continuing. The inside edge of the caulk is chamfered to correspond with the bar of the hoof as for a normal heel. The outside edge is left full as for the traditional outside heel. The front edge is set at an angle to the bar to face forwards on the finished shoe. Start turning the toe using the round face of the turning Hummer on the inside edge with overlapping blows until the desired curve of the toe is formed. The bar is gripped by the tongs at right angles. Stamp the toe holes. Stamp and pritchel are held at such an angle, pitch, that the angle of each nail hole corresponds with the hoof wall. The branch is turned over the beak of the anvil, starting from the toe bend and dropping the left hand, taking the bend steadily towards the heel. Stamp the remaining nail holes. After forming the nail holes, the flat face of the Hummer should be run round the outside of the branch over the beak of the anvil in overlapping blows to smooth out the bulges. Ensure the pritchel has been punched cleanly by punching at the correct heat and stamping to the correct depth. Also, stamp and pritchel holes are symmetrical to the lateral and medial edge of the shoe. Both stamp and pritchel should be symmetry and sharp a pair corresponding to the nails to be used. Repeat the branch turning, stamping, and pritchel the nail holes on the medial side of the shoe. Drawing a clip bubble with a hammer. The bubble is placed over a good, sharp right-angled edge of the anvil. A position is chosen that enables the hammer handle to be held below the level of the anvil face. The shoe is held at an angle and the bubble is struck with successive blows of the lower part of the flat face of the hammer, bringing the shoe down against the side of the anvil as the bubble is trapped. The base of the clip is smoothed into the edge of the shoe with light overlapping blows over the beak, and in the same way the slope of the clip is set at the angle of the wall of the hoof. Repeat the clipping process on the other side of the shoe. Back pritchel the nail holes. Finished product.